What are we doing? We're playing Pillars of Eternity. We're getting to what the game seems to be indicating is the end. There's a big dungeon, and Theon. There's a bad dude in the dungeon. We've sworn ourselves to the elf, or to the bird goddess, and she's gonna protect us. She's gonna protect us when we climb down into the dungeon here. So, what I want to do first is I'm gonna go back to town, and I'm going to collect some more camping supplies, because I only have one, and I really don't want to just have one camping supply. Because I feel like I'm going to need to camp more than once in this dungeon. So, save your birds for the bird god. Get yourself ready. I'm just going to take a quick trip back to camp, stock up on our supplies, and we will make our way to yon final dungeon in the... Okay, so where is there a shop that I can... There's a bunch of things. Go back to Hearthsong here.
Hey. You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Alright, let us return then to Hearthsong. So I think that I should be adequately prepared for this dungeon, like stats-wise and everything. My characters are getting to be decently high level. I'm not max level, but really, who is? But I think that I will be by the time I get there. Like to the final encounter, or maybe close. I mean, I'm following what the game suggested, right? I'm being led in a particular direction towards potentially hitting that end of the game piece. I know that there's lots more stuff I could do. I could go back to Odd Noir. I could explore some of the other characters' side quests. But I don't want to. I want to dungeon. I want to final dungeon if I can. So let's grab these supplies. Oh, how convenient. That's exactly how many I need. I will get rid of the objects that I no longer need from him. And what we'll do is we'll try to make sure we're as adequately prepared for this dungeon as we can be. Though my idea of adequately prepared might be different than other people's. Sleep in the celestial suite. Now, I wonder if because they know this is the closest dungeon. I wonder if they set up the rooms specifically for stats you might need in said dungeon.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I mean, I hope so. I hope that's a thing that they thought about. But if not, I mean, that's valid too, right? The narrative of the game, in this case, doesn't impact the things that are available so much in the ends.
So, Allah, have you ever woken up to find your other half used your body during the night?
I don't think I understand you. And I'm not sure I want to.
Well, I've found that if I go to sleep hungry enough, I wake up covered in blood and delightfully full.
I feel like Hiravius' voice is a little bit bro-y. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed that, but he's a bit like, God, he seems like he would fit right in like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Have you ever noticed that when your body goes to sleep, sometimes you wake up, and then you're covered in blood? Whoa. You like that? My terrible Keanu Reeves impression?
Nice. Subtle.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Hmm?
What's up? I'm a druid. Alright, dungeon. Let's pay you a visit. God, I hope... I can't wait. I bet the whole dungeon is just going to be full of fucking specters and shades and shadows. And I'm going to have to just suffer the whole way through. I bet it's going to be a grueling punishment. Alright, here's the deal. If Dr. Grigori ever dies, refer me back to this video where I promised to play Keanu Reeves circa 1990 something as a role-playing game character, as a D&D character. Oh, the West Marches. Excellent. Okay. Into the hole, everybody. A great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Woodica. No light from the surface reaches the bottom, but even so you catch flickers of ghostly glow in the depths. A wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but raises goose flesh along your arms. The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence that swirl around your body while you consider your next move. My next move is to jump into the motherfucking pit. Do it! Jump in the pit! You jump, trusting in the promises of the gods and the power of the souls to bear you to safety. So this is the part of the game where it tells us, it's like, actually, moral of the story, there are no gods, and you're an idiot, and you fall in a hole and die at the end. The sudden drop takes your breath away. But the souls catch you, encasing you in a shining, thrumming aura. While they slow your descent, you can still feel you're falling faster than you should. The essence flowing around you is strong, but chaotic. You find yourself drifting toward the wall. Brace yourself. You tuck your arms and legs into your torso and prepare yourself for impact. You strike the hard surface, and pain lances through your shoulder. Fuck. Fortunately, the impact knocks you back to the center of the pit, and the souls around your body adjust to keep you there. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an X, steadying your position and the rate of your descent. You feel more comfortable till you notice Heravius is falling too fast. Heravius plummets, flailing and out of control. You could attempt to rescue, but the ground is approaching fast. It will take a feat of strength and speed and agility to avoid injury. Let's get him. The ground is rising fast, but you're not quite fast enough. You snatch Heravius out of freefall, but you're unable to regain control of your own momentum in time. You take the brunt of the impact, landing hard against the millennia-old stone of the Court of the Penitents. That was silly. That was really silly. You fall in a hole. Oh, you don't have the right stats. Guess what? You start this dungeon all fucked up.
Like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath. Their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Whoa, we fell into a hole.
That was better than I expected.
What the
I think
shit?
that statue of Woodica was watching us soil ourselves on the way down.
Everyone all right? No shattered knees? Good. Just me, then. That was bracing.
Hey, guess how many hit points I have? 69, dude. Alright, so I have a wrenched shoulder and bruised ribs, which is like a pretty bad... Like, my might is wounded. I'm just gonna have to use my first camping supply right here. Alright, let's level up. Alright, level 11. So, yeah, let's see what we got here. Athletics, that would have been nice for falling in that hole. Let's bump my lore up. Amplified wave. Unlike Darth Vader, I don't believe in no disintegrations. Oh, Mind Plague. Mind Plaguer. I'm gonna take Mind Plaguer and Disintegration. Alright, Aloth, where's the talent where you just stop dying like a chump? Where's that talent? Here, let's just give him some more skills here. Stealth, I guess. Alright, got my high level shiz. Ninagauth's Freezing Pillar. Minoleta's Precisely Piercing Burst. These names all remind me of Epic Spell Wars. Did I mention that before? It totally reminds me of Epic Spell Wars. Chain Lightning. Straight Line. Harming anything on its path. Meh. He becomes a warrior. Whoa, corrode damage. Petrification. Dag. Yeah, let's take that and the magic missiles, because the magic missiles have been good for us so far. Okay, alright, alright. And Old Crazy Priest. My beard is only barely connected to my chin. Look at that. Alright, friend. I don't have enough points to give him Mechanics 10, so maybe I'll just hold off in the case that we might level up. Get Cleansing Flame. I get Crowns for the Faithful. Minor Intercession. Oh, that's cool. Prayer Against Treachery. Oh, now I get stuff against Charm. That would have been good about those vampires. And Spark of the Souls of the Righteous. Powerful Zeal. Spark Zeal. Cool, now I have something to spark my dank spores.
Hey.
Quickly and quietly.
So every time I stumble into a trap in this dungeon, I should like donate $1 to charity. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be broke by the end of this dungeon. There's $1. Okay, everybody, just
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
chill out and slowly creep forward. Oh, creepy pillar. See what I tell you? Fucking specters and shades and other such cheaters. Let us attempt to mind plague them.
Die already! Consider it dead.
Onward. Hopefully not to Valhalla.
Parathis! Rick! Let me try again.
Mother of God. Seriously, this guy, I swear, Aloth, you're an embarrassment. Oh, Aloth. Oh, Aloth. You used to be cool, man.
That didn't work. Need to try something else.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
Aloth, it's not your fault, man, because of teleporting. But still, do try to be better about that.
Hey.
We've been talking about this, man. You've got your performance review coming up, and look, if you could just die a lot less, yeah, that would be great.
Hey.
We'd really appreciate that. Alright, so there's a creepy pillar of smoky tendrils. Coincidentally, Smoky Tendrils is my jazz name. I play the baritone saxophone. Smoky Tendrils.
Hey.
Oh Jesus, go into stealth mode. There he goes again, little fool.
You're not getting through me.
I still don't really know how to use werewolf guy yet, but I'm working on it. Okay. There we go. Nope, not you.
Hey.
Alright. God, I have to rest again because of this asshole.
Yes?
I feel like I just need to like cast a defensive spell on him at the beginning of every single fight, no matter what. His suicidal tendencies are gonna bring this group down. Get this man a helpline. Ah, a pillar. Some kind of eternal pillar, mayhaps.
Quiet.
Oh, here we go. Some enemies that obey the laws of physics. Sort of. Well, I've charmed them all, so...
Hey.
There we go.
Not getting through me. Hey.
That's it. Gotcha. Following your lead.
Leave it to me.
I am leaving it to you, buddy.
Your word.
That didn't work. Need to try something else.
Of course.
Okay, we'll attack this one. So this seems to be going better than the last fight that I was in. I think it's just those specters. They're such a nightmare. Nice. Fine work, everybody. Fine work. Killing them and taking their stuff.
On the hunt.
Alright, so far, this dungeon is just a bunch of Adra creepiness. Some soul prisons. I don't know if this blackness is supposed to signify, like, the void, or if it's just that's where the wall is. I guess we'll never really know, will we? Oh. Well, I'll have to level him up after, I guess. Aha, a dragon. A last-minute dragon. Get him. I love the spindly fingers on the dragon. Very dinosaur reminiscent. Alright, so Kana needs to level up. Okay, Kana, let's give you some more athletics. Eifilath Uth Mithfir. Burning effect on ally weapons, that's cool. Bonus to defense against shock. Silver Knight's shield increases the deflection. Let's do the burning one. And let's make I gotta make a new song for him. So I want to have chant number 3 be his cool damaging song. There we go. Okay. Into stealth mode, everyone.
Hello?
Let us crawl through this dungeon in the ways that we did in yore.
I can do that.
Forget ye not the treasure,
That's
Durance.
settled.
Oh, exceptional mail armor. Great. Some more creepy soul prison. Ooh, cutscene. Creepy soul cutscene. A column of Adra rises above you, stoic and silent. It's a rock. It's made out of stone. Stoic and silent. Its rigid layers a measuring stick for the passing of ages. It feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceive buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame. All but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. Check out my metaphors. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength, and the layers separating it from you melt away. You are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade as though you had adjusted its intensity. You just turn the knob. And where it was, Iovara seeps into existence, an idolic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you now, a slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps, or a trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There's a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy. Ugh. Ugh. Where flames once lapped, unhealed even in death.
So my love returns to me at long last.
Yo, girl, what up? How you doing? You look dead.
You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
Oh, you know, XP, treasure. I must murder and have no home. Seem I have unfinished business here. I'm here to free you. I go wherever fate takes me. I need answers. You better give them to me, Ghost. No, I have unfinished business.
I'd hoped after our last discussion you would find what you sought. Has it eluded you all this time? I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place
The Theos gods.
changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Woodica and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about my lifetime, about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is. I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also.
Oh my god, Rust Cole. The pillar is a flat circle.
It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Iovara's mouth tightens, and her brow furrows. Oh, a look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak. Camera 1, camera 2.
That the gods aren't real.
Huh. I dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief.
Fuck the gods.
She's not serious.
Shut up, Adar.
Perhaps not to her. Many are those whom the gods have scorned. This is petty retribution.
Stop being such a baby, Durrance.
Nonsense!
Everybody,
She's
Jesus.
not been on the receiving end of a god's ire. She'd know how real the gods can be.
There's a theory puts my boldest to shame. But we ourselves have seen the gods' influence.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely.
Something else entirely, huh?
Something created by people.
Who created these gods, and for what?
They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators.
To fill in where the game cut us off, they were conceived by Engwith, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos people. In their time, every people worshipped its own god. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwithans sought to end it all. Sought an end to it. They devoted all their attention to finding the true creators.
They were gone.
Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day they found an answer, except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found, or if there ever were, they were gone.
They crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers, and with their mastery they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corner of the world to spread their faith. I love this plot twist. I love that, it's like, guess what? The gods? Bullshit. They're not real.
But the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
So, the Engwithans made up the gods and then decided to tell everybody about the gods. Later on, after I left the Order, a few Engwithans found my words persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know.
I never thought of it as fate, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith.
Cool. So, the gods are a construct. I mean, okay. Because there's magic and souls and stuff in the setting, the gods are real because magic has made them so, but they're fake because fake in the sense that they were created by people, just like any other mythology.
Worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries
A weird
in public,
bug.
exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
Alright. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place, and the day came I realized nothing had changed. I still had a purpose. The purpose is the same, and it was worth... Okay,
You
yeah.
asked me this once before.
There we go.
Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself, as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Right, so people would rather worship the gods and consider themselves worshippers of the gods than to say, I have to have my own identity in the world. Iovara scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
But that's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if it were forbidden knowledge rather than fault that earned your doom? What of your guilt?
I have seen with my own eyes the deceptions of my goddess. The Watcher has shown me as much. But it was not until now that I understood how truly desperate she was. The depths of her deception.
You speak of her deceptions, but what of your own? Was it her words that led you down your path? Or was it the absence of her words? A gap that you filled with your own broken thoughts.
Beads of sweat coalesce on Durance's forehead and trickle down the sides of his face in streaming rivulets. Rivulets is such a fantasy fiction word, rivulets. Streaming rivulets, as though he were a block of ice standing before a great pyre.
What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. If all our common threads are spun from a lie, what's left to bind us together?
All of us across Eora are trying to survive, to make sense of the world. What could better bind us together than that struggle? We'll find our own truths. Make them if we must. We don't need an ancient lie to bolster us. United, the Engwithans created gods. Mortal men and women coming together to do the impossible. Let us surpass them.
I'm gonna meet up with Theos later, and he's gonna be like, "Do you know what I hate about Eora? It's the smell. If there is such a thing. I feel saturated by it."
What if neither guide knew the way? How then would you choose a course?
This is like pretty much the same philosophy that the I can't remember the faction in Planescape, but there's a faction in Planescape that believes the gods exist, but that are not worth worshipping because they're just like us, but they happen to have more power, which I think is really cool. I love the idea of the gods, and we talked about this before. This reminds me of that. Like, the gods just are powerful entities, but not ones that you need to necessarily worship because they're, like, sure, if I was like a 40th level wizard, maybe you would want to worship me, because if you don't, I could lightning bolt you. But I don't inherently deserve worship, which is, I guess, what maybe divides a god from a powerful fantasy entity. Hiravi's, "If neither knew the way?" Hiravius looks at her, his smile rising as he scratches his chin. "Any student of Whale knows the question is irrelevant. Regardless of if they are wise or not, the gods cannot give you lasting wisdom. They can only inspire you to find wisdom in your own time." You feel the weight of Iovara's translucent eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing? Then the only value is the things we create ourselves. We'd best build our own strength so we can bear it. Only when we cease to exist as beings can peace be found. It is the questions that have always posed more value than their answers. The fewer people who realize that, the better, or then all we can do is endure. If we were assured of nothing, it is the questions that have always posed more value than their answers.
Well said. Just think of the whole conversation we're having. Whether or not the gods are real, simply asking the question forces us to look closely at what we know. Even if we can't answer with certainty if they're real or not, the exploration is what makes us grow.
Isn't that what brought us here? Seeking the man who's haunted you for lifetimes? Who I've unwittingly followed for years?
Let's get theological.
A question is a journey, and a journey is what makes us who we are, it's true. But when one journey leads only to the next, then where may one find rest?
So, I'm feeling a lot of, I mean, obviously a lot of, like, Matrix connections between this, in the sense of the, like, everything that you think is real is not real, and whatever. It's a very, like, typical plot, in that I feel like, in the same way that the people that made The Matrix, like the Wachowskis, they read some basic Gnosticism and a little bit of existentialism and some cyberpunk, and were like, let's make a movie. These dudes are a little bit like, we made a game by combining Baldur's Gate and existentialism. What if what you thought was real is not real? It's a classic. Like, it works for a reason. Yeah, it's a fine choice. I feel like if you got more complicated philosophically, people wouldn't be able to follow it necessarily. And that's the trick, right? Is deciding where to draw that line. Do we make it extremely philosophically complex, so it requires a lot of, like, ontological experience, or do we try to appeal to a mass audience to get our point across in a way that makes sense to the most people?
I ask these
Turns out,
things
art,
not to
complicated.
trouble, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
We do, even though without insurances. No, fuck it. I don't think it makes much difference either way.
I often wonder that myself. Things have gone differently. If the world had taken my faith instead of the Anguithan's faith, would it truly be what I had envisioned?
No.
Well, I know. Until I understand.
I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. There's one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know, till I understand. For the first time, hints of doubt trace her serene visage.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
As she asked, the memory springs to your mind immediately, as though it had just happened. Your teachings were a threat to all I believed in. I resented you. I wanted to please the gods. Your capture brought me glory. I was afraid of what Theos might do to me if I didn't agree to it. I don't think I had a reason, I just did. I'm gonna pick that one. I was afraid of Theos. Because I don't want to be mean to her. She's my girl.
Woodica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
Because I doubted you? I needed to know it wasn't because after all you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, my purpose has been a mistake. My opinion matters so much to you.
Of all that I loved you for, it was your righteousness.
Oh, righteous!
You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
Your optimism has always been You're never going to be able to convince everyone of everything, true or not. There'll always be dissent.
I expected dissent. But I needed to know that true faith would prevail.
I love that. True faith, like the gods aren't
It's
real.
wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions.
I feel like we hit the point of this conversation several windows ago, and it's just being dragged out now. Okay.
Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wish to know. Nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions. And that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I would do it again, given the chance.
And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs.
Yeah, her sound files are completely bugged. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish, but now I see I was mistaken. You're not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs.
Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Oh god, I could just, like, keep talking to her. boy. This conversation has just, like, burned me out. I don't care. How can I get him to tell me what I need to know?
Himself. We might learn something from him.
You'll not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There's no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict to make him reveal what he hides. But I see you've become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, we can no longer defend himself. You might learn something from him. So I kill him, and then I'll just ask his soul.
Receive leniency.
Okay, I don't care.
Cry out.
Oh my
for
god.
judgment of Theos.
Like, welcome to the last dungeon. We are going to bore you with so much text. Like, I have a lot of tolerance for, like, extensive NPC text, but it's just like, we're going to get you super ramped up for this last dungeon, and you're about to find out all this stuff, but they take this approach where they're just like, we're gonna talk to you about it. You're not actually allowed to do anything. You just get to slowly click your way through the rest of the game. Okay, it's a soul prison. I know. Fine. The gods aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven, the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
God, stop. Why don't you repent? You could be free of this place. Let me ask you about something else. There we go. It's time for me to go.
Wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
Well, good. I'm gonna go and wreck that guy. I don't care. You know what? Honestly, woman, all of this stuff, I appreciate it. I like the twist. I like the little twist at the ending, but like, oh my god, you'd think that being down here this long, you would have learned how to summarize your points. Give me a 45,000-word essay on how I'm supposed to finish the game. The gods have given me the souls that are forgiven. If you repent, you could join them, help me strike the final blow. Your defiance is an illusion. You're a slave to the gods. If you hadn't planted doubt, I'd be living a normal life. Well, I'm gonna see if she'll help me.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
Then I will waste no more time. Farewell, Iovara.
Than anything I dared hope for in this place.
I am grateful you came and found me here, no matter the circumstances. You're not exactly who you once were. Yeah, no shit. That was a long time ago. But seeing you one last time and remembering what we shared, brief as it was better than anything I dared hope for in this place.
If ever we should meet again,
Turn
in
undead.
this life or any other,
Return to the pit.
I hope to find you in peace.
Go away. Oh, thank Christ. Well, we've survived the dialogue tree of the game. That was tedious. Let's go fight some more monsters. Or walk directly into a trap and die. Either way, whichever.
So, it's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
Word. Oh, and I also got a new ability. Thank all the non-existent gods we made it through that. Okay, let me look at my new character thingy. Oh, and Aloth wants to talk to me. Alright, fine. More dialogue. Why not? I mean, we're here already. Let's get into it. Something about the wheel. Steps to the wheel. One per rest. Watcher gives her foe a glimpse in the afterlife. Paralyzing them, making them sickened. Neat. Alright, Aloth, what do you have to say?
Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
Yeah, dude. The gods suck. Theos is wrong. People are fundamentally decent. No. What difference does it make? People will be what they are whether or not there are gods to believe in.
I'm surprised to hear you say this. It seems that much harm comes from imposing authority where perhaps none is needed. We've seen the atrocities that members of the Leaden Key have committed without even understanding why or for whom they act.
Yeah, dude. People are dinks.
For once, the half-souled elf is right. To live in ignorance is to allow the gods to have their way with us.
Says you, Durance, of all people.
I've also been thinking. There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the Leaden Key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
No, someone should fill that role.
This is unexpected coming from you. Why keep it going?
If you're in charge of the Litten Key, at least I know they'll stop trying to kill me.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll remember what we've been through. I'll see the Litten Key transformed into a stronger, better guide for Kith.
Good.
And I won't make the mistakes Theos did.
Well, we'll see about that. You are a little unstable. And plus, I don't know, have you met yourself? You die in every fight you ever get into.
Hello?
Without me around?
Is everyone still there?
Laying low.
I get it, because it's dark. It's dark in here. That's what he's... Yep. Oh, dusty, dusty statuary. Save here, because I don't want to accidentally walk into a trap and have to deal with any of that dialogue crap again. Speak of the devil. Oh no, creepy purple stuff. Oh yeah. Bird lady souls. Pew, 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 pew. It's a really inefficient power system. Like, we really need the souls of the dead.
Full of surprises, aren't you?
Look at that. A city to put all others to shame. And long lost.
Incredible! I knew the builders could work wonders, but this is amazing!
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. Missed most of it.
We light our own path now, Watcher.
Sun in shadow. Alright.
Hey.
Let us quickly stealth our way through this mysterious soul-lit dungeon. The people that made the floor of this dungeon are also the people responsible for making Miranda's pants. Within shades. Creepy.
Leave it to me!
Yes?
Oh, bro, turned into a werewolf.
You're not good.
Stand still.
Curses! I'm blinder than the poor parts. That's it!
Stand still.
These things are tough.
That's it!
Huh? Not
Nuked.
getting through me.
Need something?
Yeah. To be perfectly fair, that was a pretty awesome sounding effect when those things died. Oh, a dragon. I mean, what's left of a dragon.
Following your lead.
Huh?
Okay. Back in stealth mode. Ooh, the Guardian's Dome. Oh, here comes lighting effects. And then, no shit, souls flew out of her butt and lit up the whole dungeon. It's beautiful. It was magical for truth. Oh my god, Shadow Drake, what the hell? I guess I should cast some real spells now. Oh, this is just a burst of deadly force around him. Okay, I want to cast a different version. There we go. Oh no, Shadow Drake.
Useless! Die already! Blood makes the grass grow!
Blood makes the grass grow.
Yes?
I need a dragon of my own.
What?
Do I not have a target now? Oops. I wonder if this dragon is the ghost of that dragon. Alright. Drake, we need you.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Yeah.
Leave it to me!
Yeah, man, get out of there. It's a rough scene. Alright, first person to lose charm gets beat to death. Here it comes. Who's he gonna be? I don't know, maybe the dragon's the only thing left in the fight. No, where are you going? Where are you going, buddy?
Alright then.
Nope.
Huh?
And they all lived happily ever after. Dragon BFF. Yeah, of course. Hit it very hard. Oh, Shadow Drake. Yeah, we did it. Okay, fight's over. Thanks for coming. I want to look up the Shadow Drake in my encyclopedia. Let's see. Shadow Drake. Drakes represent the... Oh, that's a shame. It doesn't tell me anything cool about the Shadow Drake. It just tells me the regular Drake stuff. Oh, well. I handled it.
Alright then.
Okay, well, that sterling victory, that stunning defeat of my enemies, seems like as good a place as any to take a quick break. And we'll just break here, grab yourself a drink, use the facilities. We'll come back and continue our way through this dungeon of fun when we come back. So, stick around.